G'day, everybody. Here we are again, and it's Wednesday today. I know that because I just thought, what day is it? I got a meeting tomorrow morning, which I knew was on Thursday. Anyway, so I hope you're all having a good time. The sun's out here. We've got big ocean gulls flying past out there, the blue sky, but it was raining and grey for most of the day, but it's looking pretty good now. And I haven't heard or seen much at all. I haven't been on Facebook that much today to see what the messages are. I think as the fleet's getting closer and more focused on Marquesas, and they've been out there for so long, maybe they're running out of things to say. There's little posts there. It's all kind of fun, but nothing dramatic happening. Even Sun Bear, we've got messages from them every day. Others we get nothing every day. But anyway, they're moving, which is great. So we'll go straight onto the tracker, and hopefully everything's. Oh, I didn't actually check that, and there's no one passing a comment there. I'm assuming you can hear me. I'm just going to turn my Facebook on. Go there. Go there. I should have done this before. Boom. Is it there? Is it there? Come on, come on, come on. Yes, it's there. Can you hear me? Yes. Look at that. Yes, I'm there. Okay, so straight into the tracker, and let's see what they're all doing. So you've got the tracker. Now I've got the tracker, and it's actually getting quite interesting because if you look over here on the far right, you've got Gary, and I know we've got Popeye and John up the other side there, but way over here on the left, we've actually got Marquesas all on the one page, which is quite interesting. Means it's getting close. The weather looks a little bit patchy, and this morning I know the guys at the back were going really slow. They had big patches of blue. But at the front, they're on the move, so that's all very cool indeed. And if we zoom down here come the boys. They're still very close. They're pretty much on top of each other. And while we're down there, let's look at the weather. It's not looking too bad. In terms of direction, it's okay. It's on the beam, port beam. They'll be sailing okay on that. And there's not a lot of breeze. That's the only thing. So, and they've got just to see. I can't remember what the number of days out were for the rest of the fleet when they went past. But they've only got 250 miles basically to the Galapagos. So they're slowly plodding along. Probably to a degree doing a little bit better than I thought, because I could see this first week wasn't going to be much breeze. But anyway, so Popeye's doing 3.7, and he's done a 79-mile day. They're so close, I've got to unbury him so I can get to John. They really are. They're just hanging out together. They must be less than a mile apart there. Let's see what we got here. So yeah, they're right next to each other. That's interesting to know. I lose the wind graphic once we go so small. Jeepers, that's half a mile, and they're not even there. It's half a mile. They're in hailing distance, just about a third or 0.4 of a mile apart. So they're really close, having a bit of fun. And the sea state should be pretty good. So we did Mike here, 3.7, and John is on 3.7, 81-mile day versus 79-mile day. They've obviously got the same sails up. They'll be talking on the VHF and generally doing a bit of father and son bonding, I reckon. Anyway, they're on their way, which is kind of cool. So I'll come back here, and we will have to put the wind back on. Get here. So we got the wind. Let's just see if they've got any currents helping them. That was the big thing previously, and that's just pushing them to the northwest a little bit. And the weather they're likely to get in the next couple of days. Let's just look at the currents for 2 days. I'll just quickly bomb that through. Still doing the same. The current's pushing them sideways. So not a big help, but not a hindrance either. So the wind is very little. It's going light, but it's on the nose. So it's on the beam there. It's probably only 5 to 10 knots. 10 knots, 3.1. Yeah, that's about right. If they got the big spinnaker up, they'll be just drifting along. The sea will be really calm. Just quickly come through. It's still light for 24 hours, and it's still light but swinging forward of the beam. which you don't mind. When it's light, you can actually go to windward. You don't want a light wind from behind because your apparent wind decreases with the boat moving forward. So for the next 2 or 3 days, they've got very light winds. They're just going to be doing what this leg is renowned for: light breezes and calm seas. So there's not a lot of breeze there at all. 5 knots for the next 5 to 10 knots for the next few days. So anyway, they'll get there eventually. So now moving right along, we come to the main game down here. I'll put their track on so it's a bit more interesting. Get this up here and we'll walk you through the fleet. Gary is currently doing, he's on current weather, time's right, 4.1 knots and 99 mile day. That's not bad, it's 4 knots. 4 knots, yeah, that's about right. 4 knots is 100 miles a day on average. So 4.9 for Josh, 113 mile day. That's pretty good. No complaints there. Jasmine, 4.9 and 122. They're all good times. They might have a bit of a current pushing them, but because there's not a lot of breeze there, as we've been saying. Adam, 120 miles, 5 knots. That's okay. And Jacob, has he pushed forward? 129 versus Adam, 120. He's still pushing forward, so he'd be happy. He's nearly caught up to Ayrton. So there you go. So 5 knots and 129 for Jacob. Ayrton, 4.9, 114. They're all pretty much managing the same. Christian is 5.5 and 133. He's always getting a little bit faster as Christian, so he's probably working a bit harder maybe. Eric, 122 mile day, 4.8 knots. So overall, they're all averaging out. Now, here's the big decider. And Dan may have just crossed the line a little bit because I looked this morning and he's still, if we looked at where Eric was, which is the mid-fleet, this is the mid-fleet here, and then you looked at where Pila was, he wasn't halfway between the two. He still hadn't caught up, but it's very clear if these times are right. And, yep, Eric is on the right timeline. So is Pila. Pila's been doing 5.7, 135 mile day, which is pretty good. Dan is doing 5.8 and 135, and the same as Pila. However, he is actually moving away from Eric, which is pretty easy to see. So we'll make an official ruling here, an adjudication on what's the reality. I'm going to push this up a little bit. Is he now in the lead group or is he in the mid group? And it looks very clear that he's actually in the lead group. So we'll take up the average to here. That's about the course. So that's a distance of 198 miles. Okay, half of 198. Well, if it was 200, it'd be 100. And that was what do we got here? We got bow. It's supposed to go bow to bow. But the same ones. So 209. So we'll just say 200. So where is Dan? 87. Okay, that's it. So he's further advanced towards the lead group compared to the mid group. So, yep, Dan's in the lead pack now. He's officially crossed the line. So we'll call it as it is. That's what it really is. That's amazing, something that we can talk about. Anyway, so he's taken a bit of distance from Eric, but he's still stayed the same with Pila. So that's cool. Kerry, what's Kerry up to? He's 5.3 and 130 miles. So Pila is slowly gaining on Kerry. Kerry's slowly moving behind Dan, Holiday Dan. 6 knots and 139. Definitely on the move there. 139 versus 130. So picked up or pulled out another 9 miles. 139 against Pila, 135. So 4 miles there. So he's stretching his legs, and then the person with the crown, Renaud, is 5.5 and 128. So that means technically, as it stands in the last 4 hours, if you average the 24 hours, it's 139 versus 128. So that's 9 miles that Dan has managed to close the gap. Let's see how far behind he is. If we put that on near enough there on the bow, put that one near enough here on the bow, not quite in Renault's wake, and he hasn't really closed much. It's still 96 miles. That's been sort of sitting on about that for some time. So there's a bit of give and take there. He's slow. The gap goes longer and then it goes shorter and longer and shorter. But still, that's only 100 miles is only 20 hours or less behind Renault. So that's all kind of fun. All right. Enough of those statistics. Let's look at the weather. I'm gonna the next 2 days for the weather, and then we'll got that one there. Okay, just building it up slowly here. The colour is showing it's still a bit patchy overall. Still a little bit patchy. This is day 2. This is coming up to day 2 now, so it's lightening off a bit. So we won't be seeing any big new speeds. You know what I mean? So there's 2 days. If I just come back a bit again, walk it through. So now we're coming back to 24 hours. Yeah. So the next 24 hours is okay. The leaders have got breeze. Tail enders are getting a bit light on, but it's not too bad. And if we start going past 3 days, so there's day 2. We're coming into day 3. The breeze had been showing it would fill in, but it's actually looking light. So it's still, I'm seeing patchy blue there. So the 27th, which is 4 days in, it's pretty solid again. I think we'll be seeing 120 mile days all the way through, and then it's starting to fill in big time. So the tail enders might be a bit of, or the mid pack might get a bit of compression by the time Renault finishes. So yeah. Anyway, they've got breeze, they've got conditions. Oh, it's picking up a bit there, but that's the 30th. That'll be the mid group coming in on the 30th. So if we forget about that for the time being, just have a look at the current. So I'll bring it forward to today. The current's the next most interesting thing. Absolutely nothing. So a little bit of help for the mid fleet, but nothing else happening up the front. Push a couple days through. Oh yeah, it starts to roll a little bit there. That's cool. So, all right, I think I've got a handle on that. So why don't we just put the wind back and we'll just see how far. It's pretty quick and simple to do. I reckon he's going to come down to this one here, 477. So that's only 4 days, less than 4 days, 24, 5, 6, 7, 27th, 28th, into 27th, into 28th maybe, something like that. So that's what we're looking at, and Gary has got 1,500 miles to go. Adam has got 1,045, so he's still a week away. About a week. You can usually count on a week. Yeah, 7 days if they're lucky. It's a little bit more than that because I think we're going to do 120 mile days. So 5, 2, 10, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, maybe 8 days. Something like that. Okay, I think that's all we can squeeze out of the map. So I'll come back here. This could be a quick one. Come back here, say good day. Haven't got anything controversial to say at the moment. We've finished with the subject of the link, and the next subject adjudication will be spinnaker poles in Fiji. Ooh, that'll be exciting. G'day, Adrian. Go front group, Dan. Yeah, he's in. Dan's in the leader, in with the leaders now. He's actually been closing okay. So for whatever reason, he can push that boat pretty well when he needs to, and he's shown that before. He's still the one out of the whole fleet that has got the most experience in the 580s because he did that 4,000 miles or something across the North Atlantic down to Europe, Portugal, all that sort of stuff in the early days. So I think it's still fair to say he's had more miles than everyone else, but now it doesn't really matter because they've all got some serious miles under the belt, which is great. If you do a playback of the fleet for the last few days, it might be more obvious to see Canadan is joining the lead group. That's true. It'll be fun to watch. I'll do that. Something to look forward to tomorrow. We'll do that tomorrow, and it'll be fun to watch from the whole start. So I'll set it up properly and especially where they got hit by the currents and light winds and slow boat speeds where they started going back. Jasmine's going northeast and all that stuff. That was crazy. So Jonathan, cheers from Chesapeake. Hit the like. Okay, yeah, cool. Yeah, everyone hit the like, subscribe, share, turn the bell on so you know what's going on. All that sort of stuff. This one's a pretty simple one. So we'll, if all goes well, we'll see you tomorrow. Okay. See you later. I've got to press the right buttons again. Here we go.
Witness history in the making. The McIntyre Mini Globe Race 2025. Small boat, huge adventure.